Assyria. Israel was known to be the 10 tribes.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
At this time, the kingdom was split in two: Israel, the northern kingdom, and then Judah, the southern kingdom.
Right.
Okay. How do we know that? Let's go into the Apocrypha, brothers and sisters. Let's go to the Apocrypha in Second Esdras. This is in the Apocrypha in Second Esdras, and this is what happened here. We're going to come right back here, but we're going to show you the significance of the names. What's the name of this king, prophetess?
Second Esdras, in what chapter?
Second Esdras, chapter 13, and you want to start in verse 40. Second Esdras. Esdras, brothers and sisters, is the same prophet that's Ezra in the Bible.
Right, absolutely.
Okay? That's the same person. Esdras is the same person as Ezra in the Bible.
Right.
Okay.
Verse 40.
Yep. Verse 40.
Those are the 10 tribes.
Who is the 10 tribes?
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea, the king, whom Shalmaneser,
okay,
king of Assyria.
King of Assyria. This is the same king in 2 Kings here. This is the same king. Go ahead, prophet.
Whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So right now, this king, right, he went to Samaria, which is in Israel, right? And he took the 10 tribes captive back to Assyria. How did he take them captive, prophetess?
By ship.
By ship.
By ship. So you're referring back to Deuteronomy 28.
Right.
Correct. Where the curses say that you will be taken captive by ships to a land that you've never known.
All of Israel. Everybody. So they got taken away in ships too, didn't they?
A lot of times people think it matters what direction they were gone in. Because the Most High's word is so profound, it doesn't matter. He said it. It'll happen to you whether you're in the northern kingdom or the southern kingdom.
Because you're still his people.
That's right.
Now, brothers and sisters, this happened here at 721 BC. Israel gets carried away into captivity. Assyria, which is Babylon, in 721 BC. Okay, this is confirmation of what happened. It's in the King James Version Bible and it's in the Apocrypha. Prophets, read verse 41 here.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
This is later on. This is what the 10 tribes decided they was going to do later on. They have been in captivity. Go ahead.
Well, I will finish 40 if that's okay.
Go ahead.
And he carried them over the waters. You talked about ships, but we hadn't gotten that far.
Okay.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
Into another land. They got carried away into Assyria, into Babylon. Go ahead, Prophet.
Verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Now, this where never mankind dwelt, brothers and sisters, there was a point in time that there was an undiscovered country. Who so-called discovered a new land? So-called Christopher Columbus, right?
Right, that's good.
This is land mass that mankind had never dwelt.
Right.
Until the Most High made way for his people to go there.
Right. And they went there, according to verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So how do we know that? Let's go back over to 2 Kings.
All right.
Let's go back. Now, verse 40, what'd you say, probably? Verse 42 said what?
Verse 42. They went over to the Most High, as you stated, the Most High made a way for them to go into a country where never man dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes,
right,
which they never kept in their own land.
Which they never kept in their own land. This is a whole generation of people that was disobedient to the Most High. Go back over to 2 Kings chapter 17.
All right.
And you can read verse 7, prophets. Yep.
All right. Okay. Verse 7, for so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, the Most High God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods.
Now, brothers and sisters, this is referring to what's going to happen to you in Deuteronomy 28. Mm-hmm. Okay, Deuteronomy 28 was the warning of what's going to happen to the nation of Israel whenever they broke the Most High's commandments, whenever they served other gods. At any point in time, it just didn't start. The curses just didn't start with the transatlantic slave trade. It happened at different points of time.
The curses began when the words uttered from the Most High's mouth.
Exactly.
They were in effect. I wouldn't say that they were absolutely applied to our people. No.
Right.
But the statutes were set. The statutes are the same as standard. Standard was set, and He gave us a choice.
Right.
You will either obey or you will disobey.
Right. This Babylonian captivity here is the first time that the curses got applied to our people leaving Egypt.
Right.
First time.
Mm-hmm.
We went into slavery under the curses in Babylon, and we went through every nation that we served. That's when the curses was applied to our people. Keep going, prophet.
For so it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, which had brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and had feared other gods. Verse 8, and walked in the statutes of the heathen.
Brothers and sisters, we got to make sure even today, we're not walking the statutes of the heathen.
Absolutely. Which is why we open with some of the customs and the things that they do. Are those the statutes that were set in place for us to honor this season that we're talking about, Pearl? By the Most High? We have to be careful. Whose statutes are we walking? Are we walking in the statutes of the heathen? The dressing up? Is that necessary? Because when you find people lining up Purim and making it equivalent to Halloween, there's a problem.
There's a problem. That's right.
Verse 8, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out from before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. Verse 9, and the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God.
Okay, now here's some of the things that they did. Remember now in the Apocrypha, the 10 tribes said, you know what, we're going to go into a new land and start keeping the statutes that the Most High told us to keep.
Right.
This is some of the things they did. Go ahead, prophet.
They did before, right? Before they decided we're going to do the right thing. Okay, so, and the children of Israel did secretly those things that were not right against the Lord their God, and they built them high places in all the cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and wrought wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. For they served idols. Wherefore the Lord has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing.
Ye shall not do this thing.
Yet the Lord testified against Israel. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants, the prophets.
Now, brothers and sisters, this is captivity against Israel in 721 BC, going into Babylon. These statutes and the commandments still apply to this day. We're in captivity today, modern day Babylon. We're not supposed to go the ways of the heathen. We have to keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what we have to be blessed. Go ahead, prophet. But Israel, but Judah, y'all are stiff-necked people. Look what the Most High's want to say. Go ahead, prophet. Keep reading.
Turn ye from your evil ways and keep, and we're at 13. in the middle of 13. So I'll read from the beginning. Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all the prophets and by all the seers, saying, Turn ye from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes, according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, and which I sent to you by my servants the prophets. Notwithstanding, they would not hear, but hardened their necks, like to the neck of their fathers, that did not believe in the Lord their God.
That did not believe in the Lord their God. That was those fathers that was coming out of Egypt in Exodus. They did not believe. The Most High made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years.
Until they died.
Till a new generation was born.
Right.
He would do the same thing now.
Absolutely.
To have a believing generation, he will do the same thing.
Right.
Stiff-necked people. I can say about it because I know my people. You know your family. Mm-hmm. You can't believe them. You tell them the sky is blue, they'll tell you it's red. Mm-hmm. Judah, Israel, you're a stiff-necked people. Repent. Go ahead, prophet.
Verse 15. Mm-hmm. And they rejected his statutes.
And
his covenant. That he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity, and became vain, and went after the heathen that were around about them.
That sounds like today, prophets.
Absolutely. Concerning whom the Lord had charged them, that they should not do like them.
What the Most High say about his people? You're a holy nation. You're set apart. Be ye holy as I am holy. You're not like the other nations, for I have chosen you a nation upon myself. You got Israelites worshiping Buddha, walking in the ways of Muhammad.
Absolutely.
That's the ways of the heathen.
A little bit of everything, but it also reveals the trickery given, almost equivalent to that of when the serpent spoke to Eve. The trickery is the melting pot, the freedom of religion.
The freedom of religion.
And that's at the core building block of this country, because it's held in the amendment. And you hear people shouting that aloud, the freedom of religion. So I can worship Buddha. I can worship the cobblestone. Mm-hmm. I can worship, Wicca gods. Mm-hmm. I heard a gentleman today testifying about him being invited to a wedding, unbeknownst to him. It was his friend, next door neighbor. He didn't necessarily know the child, but he knew the parents of the child, and they wanted him to join him in the celebration, to join them in the celebrating of their son getting married. And when they got to the service, they had brooms for little gifts, trinkets. It was a Wiccan wedding.
Not knowing, and that's what this is going to end with too. Not knowing your company that you keep, brothers, y'all gonna be responsible for it. We have to know the ways of the Most High as God's people, as the highest people. Finish reading here, prophets. Read verse 16.
And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God.
First mistake.
Mm-hmm. And made them molten images.
Okay.
Even two calves.
They still making calves.
And when they say molten, they melted stuff down and put it in a mold to shape it the way they wanted it to be shaped. And made them molten images and even two calves, and made a grove, and worship all the host of heaven.
And worship what, prophet? What'd you say?
Worship all the host of heaven.
And worship all the hosts of heaven. Brothers and sisters, the heathen have always worshipped fallen angels.
And that's what the host of heavens mean. And that means that they were in their presence. They had fallen. Of course, they fell. What did they come to? And these people knew about it. And they worshiped them and served Baal.
Listen now, what we're talking about is God's people going off. It's not the heathen. They already doing that. Mm-hmm. This is our people. This is us going off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We went off.
Right.
Bali, go ahead, prophet. And what?
And serve Baal.
In the name Baal, there's other names attached to that.
Absolutely.
Prophets, read verse 17.
And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments.
That's witchcraft, man.
Mm-hmm. And sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger.